A wise man once said, "A concerted effort to preserve our heritage is a vital link to our cultural, educational, aesthetic, inspirational, and economic legacies, all of the things that quite literally make us who we are." That wise man was Steve Berry. Hey there! Thanks for tuning in as we continue our Heritage Week edition of Jamaica Magazine, the program that is committed to preserving and promoting our rich cultural heritage. I'm Sandra Clark, your host for today, and I'll be taking you on an interesting tour of our history. So stay right there.
Now moonshine bright tonight, and we are trying to be all night till daylight.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JS website at www.js.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, all at js.gov.jm.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 12. The Ministry of Justice has signed a contract valued at $50.7 million for the reconstruction of the Kingston and St. Andrew Family Court Attendance Center. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Carol Palmer, says construction is already underway and the necessary furniture and equipment have been acquired.
Our children who depend on the re-socialization services of this entity have been on and off around the place trying to get their education going. So now we hope, you are going to deliver on your contract so that I can deliver to the family court the attendance center for the startup in January.
The Permanent Secretary was speaking at the Ministry's quarterly press briefing yesterday. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck applauded the move, which is part of the Ministry's effort to improve the overall justice system of our country. The Kingston and St. Andrew Family Court was destroyed by fire on December 30, 2015. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Carl Samuda, says a contract has been signed for the construction of the Montego Bay Bypass. While addressing the official opening of Isratec Jamaica Limited's new retail outlet in the parish on Wednesday, he revealed that government had signed off on the contract more than a week ago. China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, will construct the highway in St. James, and that work will begin in the 2019-2020 financial year. The bypass is estimated to cost approximately $200 million. The new route is expected to start at Ironshore near the Sangster International Airport and will bypass the city center and Sam Sharp Square. The country is being considered as a candidate to participate in the first cohort of nations to be measured in the World Bank Group's Human Capital Index. The index measures the degree of health of children, teenagers, and adults, as well as the quality of and access to education that can be received by those age 18 and younger. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information will become part of the program for International Student Assessment, PISA. This is a program of the international group Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and evaluates educational systems.
It's absolutely important that the government redoubles its efforts from a policy perspective and from an implementation perspective to ensure that we're doing well in terms of measuring our human capital development.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the local Executive Management Heads of Mission and Consular Conference earlier this week. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation has been awarded the prestigious UNESCO Prize for Girls and Women's Education. Gender Affairs Portfolio Minister Olivia Grange accepted the prize yesterday at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France. The prize is given annually to individuals, institutions, non-governmental organizations, and other entities engaged in activities for girls and women's education. It is sponsored by the People's Republic of China. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation was recognized for helping adolescent mothers continue their education. UNESCO has also awarded the foundation $50,000 to help further its work. The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation is an agency of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Minister Grange says the award recognizes the value of the foundation's work in rewriting the script of the lives of adolescent mothers. The award was presented on the occasion of International Day of the Girl Child, which called attention to the need to develop the skills of girls to enter the workforce on equal terms. And finally, Heritage Fest activities accelerated this holiday weekend with a series of events in celebration of National Heritage Week. They include a farmers market where patrons can buy fresh produce starting at noon on Saturday inside the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Ranny Williams will continue to host craft displays, rides and games, as well as nightly entertainment on Saturday and Sunday. Heritage Fest concludes with parish award ceremonies on National Heroes Day, Monday, October 15. At the ceremonies, the citizens will be recognized for their contributions in areas such as community development, education, business, sport, and agriculture. A full schedule of the activities can be found on the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's website, jcdc.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
One love, one family, one heritage. The JCDC presents Heritage Fest, Saturday, October 13 to Monday, October 15 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center. Things kick off on Saturday with Richie Stevens and Scanation, with performance from Wayne Marshall starting at 8 p.m. On Sunday, we rev up the excitement with Revival Time with Sister Pat at 5:30 p.m. Things close out on Monday, Heroes Day, with a day of excitement starting at 12 noon. Bring the kids to play in the village. Come enjoy coconut drops, dukunu, and lots more. Our heritage is our blessing. Let's live it up. And don't forget, it's free.
Living in Jamaica is an experience that you cannot put in words. There's an energy in the atmosphere that just feels good. There's so many aspects of Jamaica that I think makes it second to none. The best food, the best music, the best people. We can go on and on about the good things about living in Jamaica. There's a parish in Jamaica called Portland. I think that's one of my favorite places to be. It's one of the most nature-oriented parishes, and I love the nightlife in Kingston. Once you come here and you get that connection with the people, that connection with the food and the music and just the lifestyle is something that you'll always remember. People should visit Jamaica because I'm sure 100% that it is the place to be on planet Earth. You need to come here and you will get an experience that you will never forget.
Jamaica's national bird is such a fascinating creature. It's the only bird that can fly backwards. For even more interesting facts, turn your eyes to this.
Look, do you see it? Can you tell which bird this is?
There are over 300 species of hummingbirds in the world, and Jamaica has 4 types. Our national bird, the doctor bird, is one of those 4, and it's endemic to the island. That means it's only found right here in Jamaica.
According to sources at the Institute of Jamaica, in 1962, a committee was established to consider the recommendations for the national emblems of the country. It was at that level that the red-billed streamer-tailed hummingbird, or doctor bird, was chosen to be Jamaica's national bird.
We actually have 2 species of streamer-tails. One is the red-billed streamer-tail, one is the black-billed streamer-tail. The red-billed streamer-tail and the black-billed streamer-tail is considered by some authorities as 2 separate species. Here in Jamaica, we still consider them to be 2 species.
The red-billed streamer-tail can be found across most of the island except the eastern tip, where you'll find the black-billed streamer-tail. Hummingbirds' nests are made from small leafy materials woven together with cobwebs. There are about 2 eggs per clutch or grouping, usually 1 male and 1 female.
Hummingbirds are actually sexually dimorphic. In other words, there are 2 different forms for male and females. The male is actually a lot more flashy.
Jamaicans call the red-billed streamer-tail the doctor bird because of the appearance of the male, with its black crest and 2 iconic tail feathers, resembling the top hat and coat tails of doctors in the past. The male doctor bird also has shimmering green feathers on the chest and back, and a bright red bill with a black tip. The female looks very different because she has a short tail, white chest feathers, and slightly green feathers on the back. The female's bill is also dark brown with red at the base.
You can actually find males without a tail, and there are several reasons for this. One, it could be a young male, right? Born earlier this year, for example, it's going to take a while before those tail feathers actually grow in. And sometimes you'll actually see some with very short tail, which means it's growing in. Another reason they might lack a tail is that they might have molted it, that is, they change their feathers. After the feathers get worn out, they actually drop them and a new set of feathers actually grows in. Sometimes you'll find a male with 1 tail feather, it lost it for one reason or the other, you know, it broke off, they could be fighting with each other and actually lost a tail feather. Hummingbirds, for their size, I mean, they're very tiny birds, but they're probably one of the most aggressive groups of birds in the entire world. The reason for this aggressive behavior is because of food scarcity. They have a group of flowers which they'll visit throughout the day because it takes some time for the nectar to replenish. Sometimes about half an hour, sometimes about an hour or longer. So what they do, they'll feed along a particular route, taking different flowers as they go along. And so once they finish feeding, they'll defend that area until it replenishes.
Hummingbirds flap their wings in a figure-8 motion, allowing them to change direction quickly as well as hover. But they are constantly burning so much energy that they must spend all day looking for food, only taking short rests in the shade.
Hummingbirds are considered nectar feeders, and there was a time when we believed these birds fed only on nectar from flowers. But in more recent times, we realize that they do actually take insects very occasionally, and we suspect it's really just to get some supplemental protein. In terms of the trees and the flowers that the hummingbirds feed on, I would like to highlight that the national tree, the blue maho, is actually one of the favorite flowers of the doctor bird.
You can spot the doctor bird at many of our public gardens across the island. For example, right here at the Blue and John Crow Mountains National Park.
A United Nations educational, scientific and cultural organization, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Look at that color, shimmering emerald green, and those 2 long tails. Our national bird is certainly a sight to behold.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, you know, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. You know, the food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Did you know that the Right Excellent George William Gordon was a self-educated landowner who subdivided his own lands for freed slaves? Yes, this is just one of his many noble acts.
George William Gordon, now Right Excellent George William Gordon, national hero, was born in 1815, the son of a Scottish father and an enslaved Jamaican mother. He got a call to make the world a better place, and for that he was never forgiven. You should know then that conditions in Jamaica then were just unbelievable. People were suffering. 311,000 persons in 1838 enslaved, received their freedom and were just thrown outside. And what George William Gordon did, he bought lands and he cut up the lands and allowed the poor, the dispossessed, to have access to the land. And his colleagues did not like that. He chastised the governor in meetings right at the space that the governor needed to do more for the people. And the governor didn't like it, called him a mischief maker. And this is the space where George William Gordon came to, as it were, give up himself because he heard they were looking for him. And from here, he was taken to St. Thomas, where he was tried and hanged on the 23rd of October, 1865. And he reached the Friday, and they hanged him the Monday morning. But before he was hanged, he asked for permission to write a letter to his dear wife, Lucy. He had married this lady, Lucy Shannon. He married her, and he asked that he could write a letter, and they allowed him to write the letter. That would have been Sunday night, early Monday morning. He wrote the letter to say that he was innocent. And if anything that he did that was bad, was to help poor people.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come, get some Jamaica.
You've joined me at the right time. I'm actually now on my way to explore some of the most historical and culturally rich sites in the parish of St. James. And no, I'm not talking about the popular Rosal Great House, Sam Sharp Square or Doctor's Cave Beach. We are going to be exploring some of the hidden treasures. So tucked away in the corner of Creek Street and Dome Street in downtown Montego Bay is the Creek Dome Monument. Let's check it out. The Creek Dome was built in 1837 above a stream that gave the households of Montego Bay their best source of drinking water at the time. I hear that this actually used to be the home of the keeper of the dome, and that was someone who lived on the upper floor and took payment from those who came for water.
Remember, every time you take a drink of water, before everybody had this, we Montegonians had this.
I told you this tour would be dropping some history, right? After leaving the busy streets of downtown Montego Bay, we headed to the cool hills of Fairfield, where the 300-year-old Belfield Great House and Gardens is found.
Welcome to Belfield, one of the oldest sugar plantations in Jamaica. Okay, so this is an old great house in Jamaica, the one of the oldest great house that was owned by 11th generation, still operate under the same family. It was built in 1735. These are pictures of the car Jarretts. We're gonna enter one of the busiest rooms on the entire house, the dining area. Meals are always elaborate. As you can see the settings, it was elaborate. In the center of this table, you would have an old hog just for decoration. After eating all these, they would get sick sometimes and they blame it on the slave. Poor slave, it was from this fork. It was made from pewter and lead, so it's poisonous. Now we are entering to the master bedroom. As you notice, this dress is over 200 years old, and if you take it up, it can tear apart. As I exit the room, as you notice, the lush green grass that a lot of slaves were working on the sugar plantation, bending their backs and cutting canes. The sugar master would be using this to signal them. Today, this part of the property is used for weddings and private functions. It also over 600 people. Oh, before I forgot, Sandria, I'm gonna tell you about our old Chattanooga. That is a miniature version of an old sugar mill. It is operated by our donkey, Wilhelmina.
Here you go, Sandra.
Thank you so much, Godfrey.
You're welcome. Taste it and enjoy.
Wow. And there you have it. If you're looking for a truly sweet and authentic Jamaican experience, you know where to stop. Thanks, Willie. So listen, after such a filling experience at Belfield Great House, we had to make one more stop in the hills of Anchovy. Trust me, the road may be rocky, but it will be worth it.
Welcome to Rockland, and you're going to feed some hummingbirds. You hold the bottle.
How do you hold the bottle?
This, like this. And then you put your finger sideways.
Sideways, okay.
And then the hummingbirds come and sit on your finger.
That was quick.
Your finger to go a little bit wider, 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 up.
And just when you think you have seen it all, visitors are able to savor this breathtaking view of Montego Bay from this cozy outdoor patio area, or enjoy a walk through the garden with our guide to learn about some of Jamaica's plants, trees, and herbs. Awesome. Thank you so much, Fitz, for taking me on this peaceful tour of the gardens and for allowing me to become one with nature. I told you wouldn't regret this tour. If you are a nature lover like I am, then the Rocklands Bird Sanctuary is a must-see. But a case can also be made for the Creek Dome Monument and the Belfield Great House. In fact, we barely scratched the surface. St. James has so much more to offer. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and explore all this wonderful parish has to offer.
Tropical island, oh yeah, and I learned to smile, yeah. Here I learned what love is. Authentic Jamaica, the happiest island, oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello, hello, proud and strong. When we stand together, we're rising for better. Oh yeah. We're many, but one. Together we will strive. When unity is our strength, we rise from our struggles. Oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. Jamaicans, I really love you. We'll smile the way right through. We're third millennium. I really like you, forever love you. We are wonderfully great, with happiness at all. Now, tomorrow, forever. I really like you, forever love you. Jamaica, 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 Jamaica. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. 'Cause I was born here. And I was raised here. Sunshine Jamaica, a blessed Jamaica. Mighty one, oh, I bless our land always, for strength and our vigor, with love and our courage. Oh, yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican.
And just like that, we have arrived at the end of today's program. Thanks for staying with us. If you enjoyed today's show and want to watch it all over again, simply visit our website, jis.gov.jm, or our YouTube page. You may also visit us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to learn more about our rich cultural heritage. I'm Sandra Clark, reminding you that you don't stumble upon your heritage. It's there, just waiting to be explored and shared. Have a great Heroes Weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.